Welcome back, Wolfpack Villas here, and this is how to use Slowking. Slowking has some great stats. I mean, 110 special defense with 95 hit points means that your opponent is not going to be able to do too much damage with the special attack. Also, 80 on the defense is going to make you very bulky overall, and 100 on the special attack is pretty solid. I like seeing for an offensive kind of standpoint, 100, while it's not going to outright find super KOs, it's still going to be a very solid amount of damage, and with the amount of bulk, you're at least going to have a high chance of doing more damage to your opponent than your opponent is doing to you, and that is where it counts. Also, 30 speed means you have Trick Room potential, and you are a Psychic type Pokemon. By the way, let's go and talk about its typing. Water Psychic. Water Psychic means that you're going to have quite a few weaknesses: Bug, Ghost, Grass, Electric, and Dark. We also have more resistances, which is pretty nice. And with that Psychic typing, like I said, Trick Room is going to work really well with that 30 speed, and it means that you have a lot more stats elsewhere that is just going to be very strong. Hopping into Pokemon Showdown. Now we can kind of understand why Slowking isn't used as much. Now you'd imagine, well, this Pokemon looks great, why is not everyone using it? And that's mostly because of Slowbro. Let's just go and look at the stats here really quick. That it's pretty much the same, except the defense and special defense are swapped. And really, that little difference makes all the difference. That the reason why Slowbro could arguably be better is because of that 110 defense instead. That this Pokemon gets access to Calm Mind. They both get access to Calm Mind. They're both almost mirrors of each other. Oblivious Own Tempo Regenerator for the abilities, Oblivious Own Tempo Regenerator for the abilities. So when we look at Slowbro, it's going to get more out of that Calm Mind, because if you, let's say you go Bold Nature, you max out the fence, you go into hit points, well, when you look at that, 350 on that defense, and then you're just going to be able to Calm Mind stack your special defense and become a very, very difficult tank to deal with. With Slowking, it's not as good, so your stats aren't going to be able to scale as well as Slowbro's, which means you're just going to have to run naturally. But if you need a special defense on your team, then Slowking is going to be just where it's at. So let's go and look at Slowking. Very, very strong Trick Room Pokemon because of the Oblivious ability. This Pokemon cannot be infatuated or taunted. Pretty much the main thing that shuts down Trick Room is going to be a taunt. So having Oblivious and Trick Room, that's always going to happen. So that's pretty awesome right there. And then you can just go for damage. Flamethrower, Scald, Psyshock. We're going to be utilizing the already high base defenses and just invest into the hit points and special attack with a Quiet nature. Quiet is going to reduce your speed, making you even more effective on that Trick Room. And as for your item, Leftovers is going to be pretty solid. Citrus Berry could help if you try to get blown up on that Trick Room. Like say they double focus fire you, you're going to be able to get a lot of health back really quick, and then just start throwing out damage. This is just good coverage and damage overall. Scald physical attackers, Psyshock if you just need the nuke, and Flamethrower for coverage is going to be very strong. Try pairing Slowking with a Pokemon that's Fake Out or Quick Guard. That there are a lot of Pokemon do this. You've seen Justin Flynn's Scrafty, he uses that on his Trick Room team, and that's going to provide a lot of coverage for Slowking because, well, if you fake out one Pokemon, that Pokemon could be trying to disrupt Slowking, and now Slowking only has to worry about one Pokemon that can't taunt it, and it's really hard to one-hit KO Slowking. So it's pretty good on the Trick Room. Quick Guard is going to be nice, that way you can't get faked out, that you'll just stop Fake Out completely. Slowking now gets set up, and again, you're just going to be set. So it's really protect the Slowking, get Trick Room going, and then you can have a super strong Pokemon from there, while also having very good support damage. Look at some other sets. In single battles, Slowking can just use Assault Vest. That your special defense is high, so then boosting that with Assault Vest means that we're just going to be almost untouchable from a special standpoint. That, hit points is going to be very high, close to 400, and then your special defense is going to go up 1.5 times. That's also going to put us over 375. So again, we're close to 400 in both of those. Now, if you just kind of use Slowking from this, you really just wall out your opponent's special attackers. That you have the Regenerator ability. Restores 1/3 of its maximum hit points when switched out. Well, that means if they have a special attacker, you bring in Slowking, try to force them out through the coverage. Scald, Flamethrower, Ice Beam, Psychic is going to be able to deal with a lot of Pokemon. And if they go into a physical Pokemon, then you just switch out. Regenerator is going to heal you up so you can bring in Slowking at some other point. So you just need a physical wall and a special wall and then some sweepers. And now you have a really good just playground for Slowking and whatever Pokemon you want to go and win with. Now, Now with Psychic, you can also put in Psyshock. Psyshock is going to be a little different, less damage, but it deals damage based on the defense, which means that a special defensive wall will not be able to wall you out, and then Psyshock just damages everything. So this is going to give you really good coverage and balance you out really well, while also having just good tankiness and high damage from that special attack. Looking at some other sets, you can run choice specs. Pretty much same idea, but instead you just use choice specs. That you're just looking to really break down any kind of tanky Pokemon, or you just get to blow up some really sweepery Pokemon, and with the super effective coverage, you're going to be making a lot of KOs just by changing to the choice specs. Tank Slowking is going to be a bit more offensive, that you're just going to be looking to punish your opponent with that Thunder Wave. Use a Toxic on them. Scald is also something you can carry because, well, if you don't want to Thunder Wave your opponent, you'd rather just burn them. Keep throwing out the Scald to get the burn, and then you can just Flamethrower or switch around your coverage however you need to. Instead of Thunder Wave, you can also run something like Dragon Tail. Yeah, Slowking gets Dragon Tail. That's kind of crazy, but at the same time, Slowking is going to use that to switch out opponents, so if you do have entry hazards set up, now you try to burn and switch out as many opponents as you can, while just taking no damage. As long as they just don't have some of the strongest attackers with like Life Orb and choice items trying to blow you up, you know, you can really out-sustain your opponent really well. Get that burn going on them, use Slack Off, use Dragon Tail. Regenerate makes it safe to switch out and switch in, Leftovers giving you extra health. With the EVs, I was thinking Calm Nature. Since your special defense is already really high, you put the nature on it, invest the rest in hit points in defense, and then hope for the best. Also, a quick look at Ohm Tempo. Ohm Tempo can be pretty strong. Pokemon cannot be confused. If you have a Pokemon in doubles using Teeter Dance, Slowking can set up a Trick Room, have a Teeter Dance Pokemon just kind of confuse your opponents. Now you're under Trick Room, so you can be gaining speed advantages. Your opponents are confused, and you can try to make use of that. So Own Tempo can be used in that way, and that's kind of it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. That's how you use Slowking in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, and I hope you all have a nice day.